Hey, what's up everybody? It is a rainy day here in Jupiter, Florida. Today I'm working on 2 tanks that we previously broke down because the customers were tenting their house. And to be safe, because this tank is their pride and joy, we went ahead and took everything to our shop, broke down the tank, took everything to our shop. It also was a great opportunity because the tank has been up for a while and we recently just started servicing it. It was a good opportunity because this tank had some Aiptasia and some other critters in it, flatworms and things like that. It was a good opportunity to kind of give the tanks a fresh restart, which I think they desperately needed. So I'm really happy, I'm really excited about this. We've got the tank cycled. It's been about probably about going on a month and a half now. And we got the tank cycled, we got some fish in there. Today I'm bringing back some more of the fish that were at our shop, and I'm really excited today because I'm bringing coral to them. I'm bringing the coral back in the tank. Now the tank is not 100% where it needs to be. It's still going through some fluctuations, but I think with the addition of coral and some cleanup crew, we'll do good. All right, so let's go ahead and go inside because this rain is killing me. So here is the tank, and you can see we do have some green algae, which to me is a good sign right now. So let me know the tank is maturing. But you see we got our long-nosed hawk in there, which he wasn't here before. This guy's a new addition. The reason why we put him in here is because he has a girlfriend. There she is. This is the original one that was in there. But when we broke the tank down and we had the fish in quarantine, these two kind of just became best buds, and we didn't want to separate them because they get along so great. It's a really cool thing, and you'll see them do their little dance and spawning behavior, mating behavior, or whatever. It's really cool. So these guys are awesome. Got our blue hippo tang hiding back there as usual. We got the reef lobster in there. He molted twice already, which is insane. So he's grown, he's doing good. We brought back the yellow tang, which everybody knows how hard these are to get nowadays. So glad we have him back. And then if you look back in there, that's the marine beta. I turn the lights on so he's a little skittish. They're nocturnal, they don't really like to come out during the day. And another new addition we have to this tank is this little pufferfish over here. How cute is he? So today I brought some of the corals that were in this tank. So right now there's no corals in this tank at all. There's not even cleanup crew. I don't think we put much cleanup crew in here. We definitely need to put more because of the algae and stuff. We want to get ahead on that, but I brought some coral. Oh, clownfish too. And then over here we have the smaller tank, and I just turned the light on now. The light's been off this whole time, and it's been about 2 months this tank has been going, and it looks pretty good. It got a little bit of diatoms on the bottom there. So a little bit of brown algae, but all in all, the rocks look pretty clean, and the sand for the most part is pretty white. All right, got the 4 anemones right here going in. So we'll go ahead and let them float, and we'll do a little bit of a drip acclimation. These are a mix, these are rose bubble tip anemones, but they're 2 different kinds. Oh, there goes the ATO, let me unplug that. And these anemones are beautiful. So there's 4 of them. I think they'll do really well and should reproduce pretty quick. And just imagine this whole thing just covered with anemones. And then we're gonna get it, I think we're gonna do clownfish. Probably a pair, but then we're also gonna have a bunch of little colorful fish in here too, which is really exciting. If you recall, before this tank had 1 maroon clown and 2 maroon clowns, and it had a very aggressive female maroon clown, and we couldn't get anything else in here. She would just kill everything. So got them out, and we'll probably put something like an ocellaris or something in here, a pair of ocellaris, and then that way we can get some other fish in here and get some more movement with the anemones. I think it's gonna be badass. So some of the corals we brought today are, we got some mushrooms, we got some hammer corals right here, 2 different types that they had in this tank. They're clean now, no Aiptasia. Go ahead and give them, before we put them in the tank, we'll give them a quick brush, a quick dip too. We have some of the Pally's mushrooms, those are blue mushrooms. We have Pavona coral in here. We have this really nice green leather coral that is going back into the tank. So all this stuff is stuff that was already in their tank. This isn't everything now. This is just about half of the stuff they had in their tank before. So when we had it at the shop, we went ahead and we did dips. We fragged them so as to get rid of the Aiptasia that was on the rock that they came on. We did our best to try to eliminate any pests from going back into the tank, because that's the last thing we want to deal with. Now, we did not, this was not originally our tank. We did not set this tank up. It belonged to a previous service company. So we weren't able to kind of get a jump on everything. So there was Aiptasia, flatworms, and all that other stuff, whatever. But this is an opportunity now to kind of start fresh, and it makes our lives easier by making sure there's no pests that are in here, because when I come to service a tank, I don't have to waste my time killing Aiptasia or dipping corals or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I can do the service, I can check the levels, I can make sure everything's good, make sure the fish are healthy, and be about my way. So it makes my life easier, and it saves the customer a lot of money too. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and put them in. They should attach pretty easy. Just give them a second. All right, there's actually 5 of them, so the 4 are the same. So that's the same, that's the same, that's the same, that's the same, and that one's different. So let's give them some time to settle in, and hopefully by the time we're done putting the corals in this tank and we do a water change, they'll be ready. They'll be more relaxed and they'll be out more and looking better. So the tank's got a little bit of high phosphate and nitrate, so let's go ahead and set up a water change. Make sure everything's refreshed for the new fish and the new coral. That's adding more bioload to the tank. Make sure everybody's happy. So I'm gonna go ahead and do about a 20% water change. Now, the reason why I'm doing that is because I use a lot of glue by putting the corals in the tank, and some of the corals were releasing some slime. It got a little messy in there from putting them in there, kicked up some detritus and stuff like that. So I just wanted to refresh the tank a little bit by giving it a nice little 20% water change. And the temperature in my tank and in the aquarium is negligible, so not a big deal. It'll be good for the corals. Now, the other thing I wanted to share with you guys is we redid this whole floor right here. So before, this wood was all worn out, and it was caving in, and from years and years of just, condensation, salt creep, and all that stuff. And the sump was literally not level. It was kind of falling into itself. So we reinforced the whole floor, so now the sump is level, it's strong, it's new. So that's another update with this tank I'm really happy about, that we got a leveled sump right now. So everything's nice and clean, and wires are all up and out of the way, and we got plenty of room to store some stuff here. And it's just nice to have a nice area to work now, and most importantly, have a sump that's not gonna, possibly could overflow, or a floor that could break. All right, let's take a last look before we go. Both these corals right here are already starting to open up, which is a good sign. Kenny Tree takes a while to adjust, so it's a little slumped over, but that's okay, it'll adjust. Got a hammer flow right here. Hopefully that opens up by the end of the day. It is getting a decent amount of flow, but he was getting a decent amount of flow in our tank too, so the flow shouldn't bother him. We got our green leather pole up there. I think that's a good spot for him. Another piece of Kenny Tree. A green mushroom. Blast those in a little bit. It's not fully out, it'll take time. This blasto looks good. And Scully looks good too. Pals are starting to open up. Another good sign. Now here is a small tank. You can see the water column, there's a bunch of stuff in there, but that's because I stirred things up when I was cleaning. But the anemones look really good. I think they'll settle in just fine in this tank. And I think once they adjust and they'll be big and they'll be out. And I think everything will be ready for when the fish, next week when we bring the fish. It's really pretty anemones. The other option I want to bring up real quick was putting a group of skunk clowns in here as opposed to the ocellaris, so you can get more of them in there, more life to the tank. Let me know what you guys think. So we are done here. I'm really excited to see how this tank progresses. If you guys are as excited as I am for this tank, we're here every week. We're here once a week. Every Friday we're here. If you guys want to see a weekly update, let me know in the comments. If you rather I wait, I was thinking about maybe waiting like maybe a month or two to where we can see some significant change. Let me know in the comments which you preferred to see. Other than that, you guys have a good one. I'll see you on the next one.